Good morning, Bucknutters. Tuesday, May 31st, 2016. I'm Dan Rubin. This is the Bucknuts Morning 5 and Change, joined as always on Tuesdays by Duane Long. Duane, hope you had a wonderful and relaxing Memorial Day.
I did. It was beautiful in Columbus. It just sat back and let the time go by. It was outstanding. Ended up watching a great college lacrosse game, national championship, Maryland, North Carolina, went into overtime.
Yeah, lacrosse is actually a really fun sport to watch. Yeah, no, Maryland's a DMV
won by North
native.
Carolina, actually.
Yeah. Well, the DMV native, I can tell you, lacrosse has, I think by the time I left, which is less than 10 years ago, lacrosse had probably pulled even with baseball in the spring in terms of athletes. So it's getting out here a little bit. Great sport. For those who like football, there's some hitting there, man. We'll tell you that much. We will talk about some other sports besides football later. We will actually talk a little Cleveland Golden State because it's the off season. It's pretty interesting stuff. But we will start with football. And we will start with quarterback recruiting. There's some very interesting trials and tribulations out there over the last week or so as Ole Miss and Baylor have run aground. Not surprising on either front. Duane, you wrote a fantastic column 2 weeks ago, essentially calling for Art Briles' head. His head was produced. Normally, a Baylor recruiting scandal wouldn't have any effect on Ohio State, but in this case, one of the quarterbacks Ohio State is really after, Kellen Mond, was a Baylor commitment. Obviously, that's going to end at some point, and he is now thought to be deciding between Auburn and Ohio State. I have gone on the record and said I think it's going to be Auburn just because the road to getting on the field is so much easier in Auburn than it is here. What's your vibe on the Kellen Mond situation? It seems to have gotten accelerated here.
Yeah, it seems to have taken off. This kid seems to want to get it over with. I think so, too. I think he's going to go to Auburn. There seems to be some question about whether he would be a take for us now. I know they offered him. He was the last to be offered. I love the kid. I prefer him. It's not about being a quarterback because I think that Tate Martell, the other guy that's involved in this, has just a little bit better quarterback skills. He's got an even stronger arm. It's hard to believe that a kid his size has a stronger arm of the two. I think he may be a little bit better runner. The height thing is big, though. I mean, yeah, we wouldn't even be having this conversation if we were a pro-style offense. Can't have a kid that size, Martell's size in a pro-style offense, dropping back 7 steps and going down the field. Just it wouldn't fit. But in this offense, he can. What I think that tells us, though, if he isn't really a take right now, I think that tells us 2 things. Obviously, it means that they like Martell better, but it also means that I think you can look at it and say they must feel really good about where we are with Tate Martell, that they would consider not taking a quarterback like Kellen Mond. Because I said the one biggest issue is the height, and it's so big I would take Mond over him. Well, they came in and offered Mond. Well, what does that mean? When you think about it from that perspective, that they wouldn't take him now, that says they must feel really good about Martell. That's the one thing Buckeye fans can be enthusiastic about, get excited about, is that they must feel like Martell is theirs to lose. There seems to be some indication out there that Martell is ours to lose. So that'd be, talk about sacking Kellen at quarterback. When you can turn down a Mond to get to Martell, that says a lot about where the program is as far as quarterback recruiting. So that's something it's going to be interesting to see what Alex and Bill dig up over time as far as that's concerned with Mond.
I'll tell you what, I read that as well, and here's how I agree with you. I think they're probably in better shape with Martell than we thought, but we discussed this a little before the call. Here's another reason I think this is taking place. I know everyone thinks Danny Clark or has their opinion on Danny Clark, whether or not he'll play here, et cetera. But he is a quarterback in the class. If you look at the class of 2018, I think they're going to get Emory Jones. In 16, they had, Haskins. That's a pretty crowded depth chart. There are so many five-star guys outside of the position of quarterback that they're in the mix for now that I think they may just be gambling on not taking another quarterback in the class unless it's Martell. Because listen to the names. We were just talking about this before the call. I don't think, at least since I've been up here following this, like it's my job, hello, they've never been in the mix for this many guys down the stretch. They literally, you've already got commitments from five stars in Josh Myers and Sean Wade. We'll talk about in a second. But they're literally in the mix for Jeffrey Okudah, Baron Browning, Cam Akers, Trevon Grimes, Tyjon Lindsey, Chase Young, Tate Martell. The first four-star, by the way, is not a five-star, is Isaiah Pryor. So I just think they need space. What do you think about that? Is that possible?
Oh, of course it is. It's you have to consider the numbers in this. And you've got some other guys that you make room for. Like you said, Okudah. You've got Grimes. You've got these guys that you have to take, and you've already got a quarterback in the class. So it makes perfect sense if they would say, okay, this is the one guy that we can make room for at quarterback. And just, decide that, we've already got a guy but this one is too good to pass up. I would throw Mond in that category, but maybe they don't. They're the one making the decision. So yeah, that makes perfect sense that the numbers say we cannot take a guy unless he's somebody we just absolutely cannot say no to. Makes sense.
It's incredible. I got a real good vibe. I'm looking at it's like Tyjon Lindsey, but I got a great vibe on Chase Young. I got a great vibe on Trevon Grimes, Cam Akers, and Jeffrey Okudah. The rest of them, Baron Browning, I would love it. I don't know if I can just believe that's almost too good to be true, but these are legit five-star challenges down the stretch here. Very, very impressive. Speaking of another five-star, Sean Wade, he's going to be visiting twice, we learned from Alex Gleitman, in the upcoming recruiting season. There was kind of a general vibe, and I'll admit I was part of it, that Wade would not end up in the class. Obviously, we are not anywhere near signing day, but your vibe right now on May 31st, are you feeling any better about Sean Wade, or were you one of the steadfast believers he was always going to be a member of the class?
Well, I think that what you got with Wade, what I keep seeing, when you see kids that are they're going to decommit from a school, they just seem to be more active than he is. They seem to be getting around more to more schools, and it's not like he's far away. So he could be visiting the Florida schools, Georgia, wherever down in there, but he doesn't seem to be doing that at the accelerated rate that we tend to see a decommit doing. Continuing. So many of them continue to visit as if they're not even committed. And we're not seeing that from Wade. Let's see what happens. He committed early, and everyone just assumes that he's not going to be part of it. I thought so too. But I just got this thing that he might stick now. The longer it goes on, the longer he takes to actually decommit and starts the heavy travel schedule, I'm going to stay optimistic until that starts.
Yeah, it's probably worth it. If anyone's seen him on tape or checked him out at all, he is literally the NFL prototype corner going forward.
He is. He's absolutely spectacular athlete. He's got the feet, the hips, everything you're looking for in a cornerback, plus the great size. I think he's one of those cornerbacks. So often we see these bigger guys, they roll into college and they just don't have the feet to stay at the position. I think he does. He's one guy that I really would fight to the end for if I was a staff, and I think they will.
All right, here it comes. NBA coverage on Bucknuts Morning 5. I hope all of you stayed up for what was a very fun game to watch. Not sure it was the greatest game played ever last night, as the Warriors defeated the Thunder at home in Game 7. We're talking about it today because now this becomes an Ohio deal. They will take on the Cavs. LeBron 2-4 in the finals. I have a feeling that's going to be the overarching theme for Cleveland in this next get-together here. What's your vibe? Who do you like in the series?
I still like Cleveland because James is playing so well, and everybody's getting all gaga about Steph Curry, but the best player on the planet is LeBron James. It's just the way it is. He does more things. He impacts the game in more ways than Steph Curry does. I think the Cavs will win this thing. He seems so driven to just win one in Cleveland. On the other side of it, Cleveland's got to defend the three. These guys are just unbelievable. Just come down, pull up, and fire. And they're hitting at such a high percentage of their threes that you have to come out and play it, and that opens things up inside. It's what, it's if teams consistently hit the three like Golden State does, it changes the game. So that's going to be the thing. Come out, put a body on Philly, and play Thompson. As last name, I always forget his last name. These guys are just killing it from out there. You've got to come out and play the three. That's going to be key to the series for the Cavaliers.
No question. I think that the series will be decided on the defensive end for the Cavs. They're going to need Kyrie Irving and Kevin Love to play like all-stars on offense and then be respectable on defense. The idea of Kyrie Irving guarding Steph Curry for stretches is not a good theory, thought at all. I think it's going to come down to who LeBron defends. A few years ago when they played the Magic a while back, when he was still on the Cavs, I thought they lost that series because he wouldn't guard Hito Turkoglu or Rashard Lewis. He's going to have to pick up somebody. I guess J.R. Smith can do a decent job of sticking with Klay Thompson, but Kyrie Irving is not going to be able to guard Steph Curry, and Kyrie's going to have to punish him at the other end, and Love's going to have to show up. So we shall see. It will be appointment television for Bucknuts. We don't talk a lot of hoops on here, but with the Cleveland vibe and it being the off-season we are, we appreciate Duane stopping by. Hope everybody had a wonderful Memorial Day. Have a good one, Bucknutters.